Hey everybody, how you guys and gals doing out there? Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to be tackling the issue why non-Harley riders are always talking smack about Harley Davidson motorcycles. That's what we're going to talk about and try to figure this all out. Now, you have a lot of people, and you can especially see it in my comments all the time when I talk about Harley Davidson. Hey, I hold their feet to the fire. I love the bikes, but the company, the old adage is, I don't support them that much because they make decisions that aren't logical in my eyes. I've been riding for over 30 years, most of it on Harley Davidsons. And yes, I enjoy metric type of bikes as well. Had a lot of them. Think they're great bikes. But you never see me, and this might be a result of our own type of thinking, if you will, from Harley Davidson riders. We were always out there saying, "Hey, you had to have a Harley Davidson to be a biker," and maybe people got tired of hearing that because now it really don't matter what you ride, long as you're on two wheels. Do you? So maybe that attitude from old guys like me really turned off a lot of people. But one of the arguments that they always use in a debate like this is Harley Davidson is an inferior motorcycle, which, again, I have to concede in the 70s, 80s, they weren't the best motorcycles, especially the shovelhead ironheads. They left their mark, let me tell you. But when the Evo came along, that really changed everything for Harley Davidson, where the reliability was still there. So what they're doing is they're using arguments that are like 40 years old to justify why Harley Davidsons are not reliable. Now, they are maintenance heavy, but that goes for anything. Why would you want to put $20,000 into a motorcycle or a car and not take care of them? That just seems idiotic to me. So that argument really can't be thrown at them because, hey, yeah, you got a maintenance schedule here, but that's just to keep it running good. They're up on the technology. They're getting even better. But yeah, the price point, that is the number one thing you're always going to hear about a Harley. And that has to make you question, okay, is it they don't like the bike or they don't like the price point and thus can't afford one, so they're upset? And that's a legitimate question in my eyes. Yeah, you might be disappointed you can't have one, but why then do you turn around and go knock it? You wanted it in the first place. Now, motorcycling has changed over the last few decades. A lot more younger guys are into the sport rides. They're more into speed than they are into cruisers. Now, I do have to admit, a lot of young guys now are getting on lowriders, dynas, all that good stuff. They really attach to that motorcycle, especially the lowrider. Oh, and you know what? I got a 2015, and she's fast, and she's only got the 103 cube in there. But what they're putting in that bike now, holy cow. And that's drawing the crowd in. The younger ones, what do they call them? Dyna Bros or something like that? It's pretty cool. I know Mike Ball's one of them. He loves them lowriders, man. He really does. So Harley Davidson is now saying to itself, okay, maybe it's speed what the younger generations want. And you're starting to see a little turn, but the majority of it has to do with the rockets. So they have a different mindset And then, of course, after being on a rocket like that with all the speed, they're going to look at a cruiser like, well, wait a second here. Why do I want to be on something that's slow? They even call it a grandfather bike, which you have to look at and say, yeah, you know, you go 200 miles an hour here or you go 100 miles an hour on that. Then all of a sudden they equate that to, well, wait a second, that bike stinks. And then they start talking crap about it, where they're not sitting back and realizing, hey, these are two different motorcycles for two different things. One's for cruising, the other one is for racing. But I do think the problem did start with a lot of us going around and saying, hey, if you don't ride a Harley, you're not a biker. And the sport of motorcycling is just too big of an umbrella now to ignore the fact that, hey, some people get upset about that. Which they should, because you go out there with your hard-earned money and you buy what you want to buy, and you don't want to hear from somebody, oh, you got a Suzuki, you ain't a real biker, you know, that's just a piece of Jap crap, where, you know, in reality, Harley Davidson has been using foreign-made parts forever. And yes, a lot of it's assembled here in the United States, but the parts still are foreign, so we can't say, well, made in the USA, like we used to. Every bike out there that's two wheels is cool in my eyes. But the crap talkers that don't own Harley Davidsons, you got to look inward and say to yourself, why am I so upset about Harleys? And I'm going to get a lot of comments in the comments section about Harley Davidson. And I encourage you to look at those comments and say to yourself, okay, what's the motivation behind them comments? Are they mad that they don't have one? Do they have any legit arguments? Let me know in the comments section, everybody, and make sure you watch it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget, Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm live with Marco, and we talk motorcycles, baby. You all be safe out there. Rock on. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Marco. Grab a beer or some wacky tobacco and sit back and bust a gut. Subscribe to China Doll's Viper Pit to get your dose of the world according to China Doll. Real and honest opinions on what's happening in the world today. Join the Queen Viper and take a walk on the wild side of life on China Doll's Viper Pit on YouTube today.